Buenas noches, bienvenidos a la oración de la noche. El Señor Todopoderoso nos conceda una noche tranquila y un perfecto fin. Amén. Nuestro auxilio está en el nombre del Señor, que hizo el cielo y la tierra.
A reading from the book of Matthew. Hearing that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, the Pharisees got together. One of them, an expert in the law, tested him with this question: "Teacher, what is the greatest commandment in the law?" Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it: love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and all the prophets hang on these two commandments." I think we've all heard some variation of love your neighbor as yourself before, whether it be in a religious context or not. I acutely remember sitting in my kindergarten class on a carpet square and reciting the golden rule alongside the rest of my classmates to treat others the way you want to be treated. At the time, it felt so simple and so straightforward. I wonder if we could take a moment just to take a few deep breaths and truly meditate on the question of how we can love our neighbors this week, this month, or even today. I've been thinking a lot about this concept this year. When the coronavirus first began to spread throughout the US, I remember the fear and the panic was so apparent, it was almost tangible. And the one thing we kept hearing was, wear a mask, wear a mask. We now know that even a symptomatic carrier of the coronavirus, if wearing their mask correctly, can decrease the chances of spreading it to another person by 95%. I understand that mask wearing has become political, but I am asking you to forget about that for a second and simply think again of Jesus' commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. I think that wearing a mask is a prime example of trying to live your life for the good of others, because truly, wearing a mask is not about your own safety, and rather a physical, tangible example of your love for others. I wear my mask because I love you. As Christians, we're called to walk in the footsteps of Jesus, and Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice for the good of everyone. Jesus calls us to love our neighbors as ourselves, but he also calls us to love God with all of our heart and with all of our mind. I believe that these two commandments go hand in hand, that in loving your neighbor and truly caring for them, you are glorifying God.
Oremos juntos. Santísimo Dios, manantial de todos los buenos deseos, de todos los juicios rectos y de todas las obras justas, concede a tus siervos la paz que el mundo no les puede dar, a fin de que nuestras mentes estén fijas en hacer tu voluntad, y para que, librados del temor de todo enemigo, vivamos en paz y tranquilidad. Por las bondades de Cristo Jesús, nuestro Salvador. Amén. Buenas noches.